Hello everyone. Let's understand HNMR spectroscopy. It's very important topic. Whether you take JAM, GATE, CSAR, CP GATE, or any other higher level examination, 2 to 3 questions will come from HNMR spectroscopy. Mostly questions will be focused on the chemical shift, the splitting pattern, and also the coupling constant. So let's make NMR simple. So when you are given HNMR spectra, what you will look for? You'll be looking for number of signals that will indicate the number of different types of hydrogens. Then position of signals, it indicates the types of hydrogens or the, you can say, the nature of hydrogens present. Then you will also look for area under each peak, also called as integration of signals. That will give you information about the number of hydrogens present in each type. Then you will look for the multiplicity, that is coupling, which will indicate the number of hydrogens present on the adjacent carbons, that is number of neighboring hydrogens. Then you will also look for the coupling constant, which will indicate the extent of interaction between the coupling protons. So these are the 5 things you will be keeping in mind: the number of signals, position of signals, integration of signals, multiplicity, and the extent of splitting. So in this video, let us focus on the number of signals and also the integration of signals. So most of the times a question can come combining these 2 aspects. That's what exactly. Look at here. So we have 1, 2, 3 signals. Then under each signal, we have, these are the areas that will indicate the ratio of those protons. Then you'll be looking for their position. Then also you'll be looking their multiplicity, so into how many lines a particular signal or peak has split. So, and also the distance between the multiplet. So therefore, these are the 5 aspects we'll be keeping in mind when you are looking for the HNMR spectra. So let us start our discussion with the number of signals in HNMR spectroscopy. So it will indicate how many different types of hydrogens are there in the molecule. So from this, we will be able to determine the number of equivalent sets of protons. So what do you mean by chemically equivalent protons? The protons that are present in identical chemical environments. So you will have the same and the same number and the same type of nearby substituents. So take a proton and look at the neighboring environment. If the 2 protons are having similar environment, equivalent environment, then you can say those protons are equivalent. So they will resonate in the same applied field. This we'll discuss when we are discussing the instrumentation part, and also chemical shift. We'll discuss later stage. At the moment, you can fix that equivalent hydrogens have the same chemical shift. So naturally, so each signal corresponds to a different set of equivalent protons. Now let us look at. Let's take a few examples to understand this aspect. Look at here. Look at these protons. And these protons, they're having similar environment. So this is also having adjacent carbonyl group. This group is also having adjacent carbonyl group. So naturally, these two are equivalent. So therefore, 6 protons are in equivalent environment, similar environment. Now look at here. These protons are different when compared to these protons. So because this carbon is attached to the carbonyl carbon, this carbon is attached to oxygen. So naturally, these protons attached to this carbon will be in different environment. So therefore, it will give 2 signals. So look at here again, another example. So take these 2 protons are having in a similar environment. So this proton is different when compared to these 2 protons. So look at the neighboring environment. So decide whether those protons are equivalent or not. Look at here. So naturally, these 2 protons are in similar environment. These 2 protons are in similar environment. This proton is altogether in a different environment. So now, naturally, this compound should give 3 signals. So 3 sets of different protons. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Look at here. So these 2 methyl groups are in similar environment. So therefore, one signal for these 6 hydrogens, another signal for these 4 hydrogens. So it will give you 2 signals. Look at here again 2 signals. Yes. So one signal for these protons, another signal for these protons. So therefore, glycine will give you 2 signals. So acetaldehyde again, 2 signals. So look at here. So these 2 methyl groups are in similar environment. So therefore, so one signal for these 6 hydrogens. So these 1, 2, 3, 4 protons are having similar environment. So therefore, this para-xylene also gives 2 signals. So let us look at some more examples. Again, 2. 1, 2, 3. 3 different types. So 3 signals. Again, 3 signals. Look at here. So these 3 methyl groups are having similar or equivalent environment. So therefore, the 9 protons will give you a single peak. So these 3 protons will give you another peak. So therefore, this particular compound will give 2 signals. So again, one signal for this, another signal for these 6 hydrogens. Look at here, 1, 2, 3. So these 2 protons will give you 1 signal. So alpha prime protons, beta prime protons, and gamma. So 3 signals you'll get per pyridine. So look at here. So it has to give 2 signals. Why? Because these protons are equivalent. Then these 4 protons are equivalent. So one signal for these 6 hydrogens, another signal for that is second signal for these 4 protons. Look at here. So these methyl groups are in similar environment. So therefore 6 protons will give a single signal. These 2 protons will give another signal. So therefore butene will give you 2 PMR signals. Similarly, trans 2-butene. So one signal for this, another signal for this. So look at one signal for these protons, another signal for these protons. So 2 signals. These 2 are in identical environment. So therefore, you will get a single signal. So here, look at these 2 protons are in similar environment. So 1 signal. So naturally, one signal for these two protons also. So some more examples. So benzene, a single signal. So look at here. So one signal, second signal, third signal, and fourth signal. Yes, you will get 4 signals. Similarly, look at here. So these two methyl groups, the protons attached to these carbons will be equivalent. One signal for these 6 protons, second signal for these protons, and a third signal for these protons. So yes, totally you will have 1, 2, 3 signals. So like that, let's take some more examples. One signal, 1, again 1, 4 signals, 1. So these 2 protons will give another signal. Then, so first signal, second signal, third signal, fourth signal. So one signal. So this has to give 1, 2, 3, 4 signals. Yes. So next we have homotopic and heterotopic. Among heterotopic, you can have enantiotopic and diastereotopic protons. Homotopic protons are equivalent. So therefore, they will give only one signal in HNMR spectra. So these are homotopic, means equivalent. So again, so equivalent, so one signal. So these two are equivalent, these two are equivalent, so 2 sets. So when you go for enantiotopic, what do you mean by enantiotopic? Replacement of these protons successively with similar ligand, you will end up in a pair of enantiomers. So then you can say those protons are enantiotopic. ఒక్కొక్క ప్రోటాన్ని సమ్ సిమిలర్ లిగాండ్తో రీప్లేస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎనాన్షియోమర్స్ వస్తే ఆ పేర్ని మనం ఎనాన్షియోమర్స్ అంటాం. ఆ కరెస్పాండింగ్ హైడ్రోజన్స్ని we call them as enantiotopic hydrogens. సో ఎనాన్షియోటోపిక్ హైడ్రోజన్స్ ఆర్ కెమికల్లీ ఈక్వలెంట్, తుల్య ప్రోటాన్లు కాబట్టి ఒకటే సిగ్నల్ వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ కావద్దు. చాలాసార్లు ఇక్కడ ఎనాన్షియోటోపిక్ డయాస్టీరియోటోపిక్ ఉన్నప్పుడు కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతాం. సో ఎస్, అగైన్ ఎనాన్షియోటోపిక్, దీస్ ఆర్ హోమోటోపిక్ ప్రోటాన్స్. సో దెర్ఫోర్ ఇక్కడ రీప్లేస్ చేసిన ఎనాన్షియోమర్స్ రావు, డయాస్టీరియోమర్స్ రావు, అదే కాంపౌండ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో the 2 protons present on the adjacent carbon of a chiral center will be diastereotopic hydrogens. Chiral center adjacent carbon మీద ఉన్న 2 protons ఎప్పుడైనా diastereotopic hydrogens అవుతాయి. ఎందుకంటే వాటిని 1 by 1 సిమిలర్ లిగాండ్తో రీప్లేస్ చేస్తే diastereomers వస్తాయి మనకి. So look at here, diastereomers. So therefore we call them as diastereotopic hydrogens. And remember, diastereotopic hydrogens are non-equivalent. They will give 2 signals. సో మామూలుగా రాస్తే ఇది ఒక సిగ్నల్, సెకండ్, థర్డ్, ఫోర్త్ అని చెప్తాం, కానీ అడిషనల్ సిగ్నల్ వచ్చేస్తుంది 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will give 5 signals in NMR spectra. Why? Because these two are not same. So they are non-equivalent as far as HNMR is concerned. Kabatti, look at here. So these two are diastereotopic protons. So they are non-equivalent. So again here, this is a chiral center. So protons present on adjacent carbon, these two are diastereotopic hydrogens. Therefore, these are non-equivalent. So look at here, not only that one, cis strands isomers also we call them as diastereomers. Cis strands ko diastereomers antam kabatti ee protons kuda different. కాబట్టి ఒక సిగ్నల్, రెండో సిగ్నల్, 3, 4 సిగ్నల్. దీస్ ఆర్ diastereotopic protons. They are non-equivalent. Yes, one signal, second signal, third, fourth signal. It will give 4 signals. Again, these two diastereotopic hydrogens. So they are different. So first signal, second, third, 3 are different. Yes. So look at here. some more examples. Which one of the above compound gives only 2 signals? Let's look at. So why? Look at here. So these two are equivalent, so one signal. These two are equivalent, second signal. These three are equivalent, so 3 signals. So look at here. So these two are similar, these 4 are similar. So 2 sets, so 2 signals. So look at here again. So one signal for these methyl protons, second signal for these protons, third signal for this. So 3 signals. Look at here. So one signal and second signal. So naturally, these protons are not same, these two. So diastereotopic protons. Why? Because if you replace with, say, methyl, so it will become cis. If you replace this one, it will become trans. So these two are different. So first signal, second signal, let us say 1, 2, third signal for these protons, and fourth signal for these two protons. So therefore it will give you 4 signals. So when you are given a cyclic compounds, you must be little bit cautious. Yes. How many absorptions are expected in the following HNM spectra? So look at here. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 signals, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But looks like 5. But here, look at here. These two are diastereotopic. So therefore, these two are different. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will give you 6 signals. Whenever you're looking at a molecule wherein the protons attached to the carbon adjacent to chiral center, this is chiral center. So these two protons are different, chemically non-equivalent. So therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will give you 6 signals. So here there is no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4 different. So only 2 signals. So one for these protons, second signal for these protons. This is actually fumaric acid. So look at here. So these are some examples which have come in some different example. So how many signals you'll get? 2 signals. How? So one for these protons. So they are in similar environment. So all these 4 protons will give a single, so equivalent. So these 6 protons of these 2 methyl groups are equivalent, and these 4 protons attached to the benzene nucleus are equivalent. So therefore 2 signals, right? Here also same. So look at here, one signal, second signal. So these two are different. Third signal. These two are different. Fourth signal. So therefore it will give you 4 signals similar this compound. Small difference. Chemical shift will be different for this. So look at here. So 1, 2, 3. So appears they are equivalent, but again they are diastereotopic. So 1, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diastereotopic protons. Similarly, others. So all will give 5 signals. You can check later. Yes. Some more examples. So monosubstituted benzene, disubstituted ortho, meta disubstituted, para disubstituted. So you can distinguish with the number of signals. So if these signals are similar, so you have 3 signals, 4 signals, 2 signals. Para will give 2 signals. So if these same methyl groups, 1 signal, then all remaining are same. So like this, you can differentiate with the help of NMR spectroscopy. Yes. So look at some more. How many non-equivalent sets of hydrogens are there in the following molecule? 3 signals. So 1 signal, second signal, third signal, fourth signal, fifth. 1, 2, 3, same. Fourth signal, fifth signal. So here 1 dash stereotopic, so therefore different 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 signals. So it will require little exercise to get the information. So 7 signals, right? Now let us look at some previous questions. So which will give only 3 signals. Look at 3 signals. So how 1, 2, 3, 4 for these 2 methyl. Then again 1, so 2, 3, so there is a proton. 4, 5. Yeah, it's there already. So here again you will get 5 signals. So answer is this. So similarly, so which is not correctly matched. So why? Let us look at only this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, these 2, 5. You should get 5 signals. So therefore this is not correctly matched. So let's look at randomly this one. So first, second to third, these 2 will give 4, these 2 will give 5, fifth signal, this proton will give you 6th signal. Yes, right. Similarly, you can cross-check the others. You can work out, right? So more signals than the other 3. So ఒకటి చూద్దాం. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is also similar. So this is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at here, 1, 2, 3. Then this is 4, not similar. Not similar. 5, 6, 7. So this will give you 7. I think all others will give you 5 signals. So therefore, yes. So this is giving 7 signals. All these 3 will give 5 signals each. So this has appeared in June 2019 CSIR. So how many signals are observed in HNMR spectra? Look at here. I think this is similar with this one naturally. Yes. Then these 2 are similar. Okay, let's look at these 2 are similar. So naturally, this must be similar to this one. So these 2 again. So it has to give 4 signals. Suppose if there is some electron withdrawing group like carbonyl, nitro, etc., etc. These two protons will be different because there will be some shielding and deshielding aspects. So at this, so this compound will give 4 signals. Look at the alpha pinene. Yes, just now I've been telling. So the protons of these methyl groups are different. Why? Because these protons will be above this C double bond C, that is what you call it as around pi cloud. This is away from this one. So naturally, so all the protons are different. One signal, then have second, third, then fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and somewhere you have 10th. Where did we miss? So 1, 2, yes, these two are also different. If you can write the conformational structure, all the 10 protons are different. So one set, second set. So it will give 10 protons, 10 signals. Okay. So look at this compound. So one signal, naturally you can have a second, third, fourth, fifth. So it has to give 5 signals. So actually it's mentioned as 6 signals, but no way we will get another signal for this. So it has to be only 5 signals. This appeared in 2019 PG set. So all are equivalent, 1 signal. So naturally this has to give 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 signals. So this shall give 2 signals. So 2 signals, one for this, one for this. So only 1 NMR signal is given by cyclopropane. Now let us look at the integration. So it will indicate how many hydrogens of each type are present. So the area under each peak is proportional to the number of hydrogens that the peak represents. So integral measures the area of the peak. Let us look at, it will give only the relative ratio, not the exact number. So look at here, the relative ratio of these two peaks. This we call it as integration curve. So 2:3. So that it could be 4:6 or 4H6H or multiply again with the 3, 6H, 9H. But here it is matching with this one. So 6 hydrogens, 4 hydrogens. Take for example this one, the ratio will be like this. But if you can make into all numbers, multiply with the 2, 1, 2, 3, 6. So 1 proton, 3 protons, yes, 3 protons, 2 protons, and 6 protons. These two are equivalent. So 1 set, second set, third set, fourth set. So 6 hydrogen, 1 peak, 3 hydrogen, another peak, 2 hydrogen, another peak, and 1 hydrogen, last peak. So you will have. So this is how you will be identifying the number of protons in each set. Look at here. So 1:6. So 1:6. Say if we say 1 centimeter, this will be 6 centimeter, like that. Yeah. So here again, 3 plus 3, 6 hydrogens, 4 hydrogens, 6:4. The ratio will be 2:3. So let's once again predict the number of signals. So 1 signal, second signal, third signal. So 1 signal, second signal, third signal. So it will give again 4 signals. This will give 5 signals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, sometimes from the integral ratio, you can also determine their molar ratio. So look at here, acetone and dichloromethane. So their integral ratio is 2.3:1. 2.3:1. Let us look at. So we have 6 hydrogens and 2 hydrogens. So ratio will be equals to 3:1. So let us divide a factor of 2.3. So you will get around 0.6, 0.76, 0.76. So naturally 0.76:1 by, because the actual ratio is like this. So when you are equating, so the molar ratio will come like 0.76:1. So again, so this has appeared in JAM 2018. So so first signal, second signal, third signal. So we will give 3 signals again. 1, 1, second signal, third signal, first signal, second signal. So all these will give third signal. So naturally, this will be 6 hydrogens, 4 hydrogens, and 4 hydrogens. So 2:2:3. So this will come out as 3 plus 3, 6 hydrogens, then 4 hydrogens, then 2 hydrogens. 2, 4, 6, 1:2:3. This will be equals to 6, 2 plus 2, 4 hydrogens, 2 plus 2, 4 hydrogens. So this will give you again, say 2:2:3. So naturally, the first and third compounds will give you the desired ratio. So all will give 3 signals only, but the proton ratio is different. So another example, it has come into CSI 2016. Just now we have done for molar ratio. So one is benzene, the other one is acetonitrile or methyl cyanide. So 6 hydrogens, 3 hydrogens. So one equivalent. So to make it equal, you need to take 2 equivalents. So naturally, so it will become 6H if you take 2 equivalents. But actually molar ratio was asked. Like this, it is 1:1 integral ratio. But actually, so to get this one, so it should be 2 equivalents. So 1 equivalent of benzene if you take, so 2 equivalents of acetonitrile you should take to get the 1:1 molar ratio. To get 1:1 molar ratio, so you need to take 1 equivalent of this one, 2 equivalents of this one. So naturally 1:2 is the answer. So this is something about the number and the. So from the number of signals, you come to know how many different types of protons are there. From the integrals, you come to know how many each type of protons are there. This is an important information you will get from the HNMR spectroscopy. The next video will be discussing more about the chemical shifts, which is again an important aspect.